back to the channel. I have been busy with oddments. I have done some ordering. Various things have come in the post, which I'm delighted with, and I will show you shortly. The clip you've just seen is me building an apothecary chest of drawers, and if you would like to see how to do it, I'm going to provide you a link to Rich Miniatures, and Richard very carefully goes through the process of putting this apothecary's chest together, but I'm in the process of doing it. There's an awful lot of drawers. So I'm doing that, and I will carry on with that, and I'll show you my progress. I've also need to just find the instructions because I did it from memory. I did refer to what Richard had done, but I'm getting to the point now where I just need to look at the instructions and sort that all out. Whilst I've been doing that, various things have arrived for me in order that I can carry on with everything I'm doing in Crossley House. I've stepped away a bit from Crossley House at the moment because I wanted to have a crack at obviously making up this chest of drawers, because that will go into the house at some point. But let me show you what else I've managed to get. So what I did do was I decided I wanted a Belfast sink in the doll's house, and so I worked on a Belfast sink, as you can see here, and there's the plug hole. But whilst I'd made it, I don't know, I wasn't really happy with it. So what I'm doing is I'm not going to destroy this. I'm going to hold on to it, and maybe I'll plant it up to put in the garden, which would be quite nice. So what I did was I went on to Minimum World and I ordered from them a fabulous sink. So let me just show you, let me just bring that home, that into view. And there it is. And that is now the wet area of my kitchen completed. 2 drawers in, managed to get 2 little tiny drawers in either side. Not sure what they're for, but the dishwasher's in, the washing machine is in, and so that is now complete. It just needs some Danish oil across the top, and obviously some sort of tap needs to be, there needs to be a piloted hole and a nice tap put in there for the sink. But apart from that, very, very pleased. Well worth the money. This sink has the most wonderful little metal disc there, as you would have, and it's just a delight. So I'm very, very pleased with that purchase. Whilst I was on Minimum World, I thought, well, you know, I'm going to have to start thinking of some wallpaper. Wallpaper's not, any of my friends would tell you that I'm not a great wallpaper person, but I decided that I want to have the kitchen with some wallpaper, and so I have picked this. A little dark. It is a green colour. I don't know whether you can see it, or the light's shining on it. I'll leave it there. But I love this sort of sketched leaf on it, and in order, you know, to be absolutely safe, I've ordered 2 sheets of this, which I always do. Even if I'm just covering a wall, I will order 2 sheets, because I have a habit of not getting it right the first time. So there we go. So I've got 2 sheets of that. And finally, in celebration of a YouTube channel with a couple who work really hard on their dolls' houses. You've heard me talk of Rich Miniatures. It's worth a look. He's absolutely amazing. He's a very talented man, as is his partner and soon-to-be husband, John Boy. And Richard creates his own vases, and I've ordered from his website, and I will put his website in the description, the link to the Apothecary Chest of Drawers, and I will put the link in for Minimum World for the wallpaper and also for the sink that I purchased. But I put in celebration of his upcoming marriage to John Boy. Sorry, I don't know. I never know whether it's just John or John Boy, but he always refers to him as John Boy. I bought this. Now, if I just bring it a little closer, it is absolutely tiny. But this little vase, I just fell in love with, and it's the green. Is the green and the bit of orange, but I think that is absolutely delightful. I'm very, very pleased with that. And may I say that, you know, if you're looking for and you haven't discovered Rich Miniatures, you have to go and watch his latest video. Absolutely, he's doing a commission job at the moment, and I don't know, I just laughed and laughed and laughed at his little story he had to tell about using AI. Anyway, if you want to go and have a look, see what Richard's getting up to, and John Boy, fabulous. But I really am really taken with this, and interestingly, the base of this feels very much the original pottery, but it's glazed just at the top. And I just think it's delightful. So I may well put a flower in there, but certainly that will take pride of place in one of the rooms at Crossley House. So that's everything so far. Those are my purchases, excuse me. But I am going to carry on now and get this finished. Haven't quite decided whether I'm going to use the, I'm certainly using the drawer fronts for all the tiny, ridiculously small drawers. But I haven't decided whether I'm going to do it as it is with all the bits. Let me just show you. So you've got all the drawer fronts there, and if you look closely, you've got the drawer pull on the front, and underneath you have a place for a label. Haven't quite decided whether I actually want to use those, or whether in fact I wouldn't mind putting lots of different styled knobs on, but there are only so many styled knobs you can buy for miniatures. So I will see, I'll have a think about it. I've got plenty of time. There's no rush on this whatsoever. And I'm just enjoying the build. Another coat of paint. I bought some spray paint. I'm going to give that a go. I'm going to take it into the area where I use my Wagner spray gun, and I'm going to spray paint this and see what this is going to look like. Also, I have this, the bed doesn't do anything for me, but I've painted it white. It's not really taken. There are some drip marks, and I'm still, even as I speak, oh, there's the helicopter going over. I'm still working on it. It's really not very nice, but I think it's worth me doing up, and then possibly selling it on eBay, complete with its bedding, mattress, and lots of lovely bedding and cushions, etc. The other thing I have got going at the moment is I have, and I'm just trying to find it, I have an armoire. I have yet to sort the doors out. Those doors are going to fit in there. I've got a centerpiece, a center bar for that, and I've also got some shelving. But what I am going to do is I'm going to line the back out with this paper. So that's a job that I still need to do. Another job I got to do, I didn't like the way that my bed for my Cotswold Cottage Crossley house, I didn't like the way my bed was covered. I didn't like how I did it. I went and took away and had studied this bed. Now this bed I made in 2020 during lockdown, and this I did, and I was very, very pleased with it. And it also has, it's a divan, so it has a base and that sits on the top. I want to go it again with something like this, but I've got to work out how I'm going to do it. One thing I did do was I went back to the instructions, and in order to square off these corners, which I have snipped rather than done anything else, I have got a binding, and I've made this today. Basically, it's a piece of calico. It's been folded in, if you can see on the ends there, and that will go round the bed. But when it goes round the bed, I wanted to put some piping, and I had to study the piping on this mattress. And I realised it was done with like a thread, and it's quite it's a nice thread. It's quite firm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that slightly above the side of the bed, and then I will put it on, and it will have its own piping, this mattress. So hopefully that's going to work. That's another job to do. But first of all, I thought I'd put back together the bed that I adapted for Crossley House. So here we go. I'm just going to try and find some glue. I'm going to get this bed put together now. So I've got both ends of the bed now, and I've got to put on the legs. So now I'm coming back to doing the Apothecary Chest of drawers with 24 drawers. Some of the drawers are working, some of them are looking a little lopsided, and I'll give you a for instance. I've got one here that whilst it fits in, when it gets to that point you can see that isn't quite right. So I'm going to have to take off the front and reset it. So taking each drawer at a time now, I'm going to slot them in and see if they're working. So for instance, I don't know whether you can see it, that one is working. It works very nicely. I think I've got another one here. Each one has to just be just a bit of circular sanding on the top. And just pop it in and see if it will sit tidily in the gap. Right, now for some reason that one isn't. I don't know quite why. That doesn't seem to have sat in. So something gone wrong on this, and I can't quite see. Oh, actually I can see Right, okay. I'm going to have to completely take that one apart. I know that one's crooked. So let's just check this one. As I say, a little bit more sanding. And then just see if it slots in one of the holes. Because they should do. They should take quite nicely. There we go. There's another one. Sorry, the camera's just a little bit off angle. There you go. There's another one. And that's working nicely. So as you can see, I've just tested all the drawers and just over half of them work really nicely. And the drawers will slide in and slide out comfortably. This little pile, I've got to loosen up the glue, reset them all, and then they should fit quite nicely in their slot. There we go. It's all been put together, and now I'm just going to take my time and decide whether I want to cover the drawer fronts with different colours maybe, or maybe, I don't know, different coloured knobs, who knows. What I can tell you is that those are all, there are all the little drawer pulls. So if I'm going to, I need to put those on, but I'm not going to put them on, I don't think, until I've decided on the colour. And I'm not sure that I'm going to keep the area there for a label. I might do labels, but I'll see. I can't decide. Anyway, there we go. Very pleased with that. And that's done, and I will put that now to one side, and then I will take my time deciding how I'm going to finish it off. I'm coming back now to the bed. This is now thoroughly secure. And let me just go into my, sorry, I'm just going to bring my metal jig over because I still will need to use this when I put the legs on. So let me just see what I've got here. Oh, that slid out. It was a bit gummy with glue, but never mind, that's okay. So the idea is now that that will sit on there. So I've glued. This is all upside down, which is probably the best way of doing it. So I know that everything is flat and level on the floor. But I'm just going to slide in one of my blocks, and I'm going to push it in so it almost clamps it in together. Right, and I think if I can, oh, it's not big enough. It needs my bigger clamps. Right, let me just get the other end on, and then what I might do is I might go ahead and find the other clamps and get that put into place as well. So let me glue this end. There we go. I'm putting plenty of glue on. I don't want this coming apart. And there we go, that goes on there. Yep, there's glue up on the inside, but that's okay, that's fine. I'm just going to use these two. I'm going to slide those into position, and that will hold it now. Everything is absolutely flat on the base, and everything is now held in place, and I'll let that go off. Just find another two of these. Just going to put one in the side there. Whoops. Down the side. There we go. That's upright. That's in place. And this one, okay. Oh, hang on. I'm going to do the same, she says. Right, let's bring that one in there and firmly secure that. Perfect. Really pleased. No problem at all with that. Okay, that's lovely. That's that bed. Once that's dried, it will then go off to be sprayed. The last thing I've got for now is I've got a chair. Now, this chair I purchased with a donation to the RNLI at the Doll's House fair I went to in Stockport. And I came away with this chair, and the only thing that was wrong was one of the arms was hanging off. Well, when I tell you, it all fell apart. So it was very weak in terms of glue. I'm still not convinced about the back piece, but I am going to leave it. So my mission on this now is I've got to put in the seat there and make sure that's thoroughly glued into place. And I'm going to put it right up at the top of that level there. So I'm going to do that now, and I'm going to let that dry, and piece by piece I'm going to put everything back together. Also, I've got a little triangle here. I found this in my quilting supplies, but I'm just going to check that that's going to sit definitely, most definitely, at right angles. Spray painting and everything. Let me just bring them across. I've got that bed, which is done. This paint was a bone white, which has come out really nicely. It's quite a creamy colour, so I'm very pleased with that, and it's covered beautifully. Very pleased with the spray paint, very pleased indeed. So that's one. And then another one that I took apart and reassembled. Let me just bring that into view. Again, done with the same spray paint. Very pleased, as I say, with the end result. So that is really lovely. The other piece of furniture that was put into the spray booth, which was a cardboard box, there's the top part of the armoire, and I've got, oops, there's the body, and if I can just, yep, there we go. So that was all done. Sorry, bring that into view. There you go. There's the armoire, and that all the bits were painted ready for that. Haven't quite decided how I'm going to do the shelving in there. I have a feeling that I'm actually going to cover, I'm going to line out the inside, as I'd already said, with the paper, and I may well cover the shelves as well with paper, but maybe just a plain paper. So I think I'm going to call that a day on this vlog. It's been lots of bits and pieces. I've achieved a great deal. Very happy with the spray paint. Just so as you can see, I'm going to show you the can. I'm not being paid for any advertising, but I think this is by far the best paint. It's called 94. I purchased it from Hobbycraft. No, it wasn't cheap. it was probably the average sort of price for a spray paint. It's come out with a beautiful matte finish. It is a very silky finish, so I'm very pleased with that. My chair is still under construction. There's still a few bits and pieces to do on that. But basically, very, very happy. And I think in the next vlog, I'm going to show you how I do my mattresses. And I'm going to show you how I've achieved these mattresses. Let me just show you again. This is the one that I did in 2020 when we were in lockdown. It's a divan bottom with the mattress on top. And there will be just some flat square wood pieces, probably finished off a bit, just to give it some lift off the floor. But basically, that I think is a really lovely mattress on a bed. It's a very firm mattress. I wouldn't want to lie on it, a bit like lying on a bench. But anyway, that was done. The other mattress I've finished now is this one. And as you can see, I've got that lovely piping going through the mattress and I've buttoned it. I'm not saying that the buttons are going to be, the buttons aren't going in proportion 1/12 scale, but actually it gives a really, really lovely mattress feel about it. So I'm going to use that. So I'm going to go now. I'm absolutely finished with everything I need to do now. I'll see you on the next vlog, hopefully. There goes Dave. Cheers, Dave. I'm going to close this vlog now. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you see, please give me a thumbs up, or even better still, can you subscribe? More to come. Next time I shall focus more, as I say, on the mattresses. But for now, I'll let you go and take care, and I'll see you next time.